Why, hello there, kids. We have another round of Modern. We have Harley Smell on the left playing Golgari Yawgmoth versus Mark Mar on the right playing Green-White Heliod Company. We have the Battle of the Creature combo decks today. We have Harley leading on a blooming, I almost said blooming hierarch. Blooming Marsh into a ignoble hierarch, and Mark is playing a basic forest into a noble hierarch. So let's talk about these decks. Starting with Green-White Heliod or Selesnya Heliod Company. This deck, before Modern Horizons 2, was kind of a scourge, right? It was just an extremely powerful deck in the format. It never really got to see any paper play because we didn't have really paper play by that point because it was still the COVID times. Or, you know, the pandemic lockdown times. We're still technically in the COVID times. And yeah, basically what you want to do is you want to establish Heliod, the Sun Crown, plus Spike Feeder to gain infinite life. Because what you'll do is you'll activate Spike Feeder, remove a counter from it to gain 2 life. Heliod will see that you gain 2 life. You'll put a counter on a creature, so you just put it back onto the Spike Feeder. Rinse, wash, repeat until you have a Kajillion life and your opponent potentially concedes if they don't have an alternate win condition. You also can just kill your opponent with Walking Ballista. You can play it with 2 counters on it, give it lifelink with Heliod's activated ability, and then just, you know, ping them, and then rinse, wash, repeat, gain life back, you put a back counter on it. You do it till they die. So yeah, the deck used to play Conclave Mentor as another alternate win condition. I don't know if the deck still plays it, but yeah. Play Auriok Champion as well, protection from black and red. And whenever a creature enters the battlefield, you gain 1 life. Now on the left side, Golgari Yawgmoth. Basically the same deck that we've been seeing for a little while now. Uses Undying Creatures and Yawgmoth Thread Physician to combo kill people. Either with Giralf's Messenger or Zulaport Cutthroat / Blood Artist. I know Harley plays Blood Artist. I know people who play Cutthroat. I don't know if there's actually a specific reason as to why Harley plays Blood Artist. It might be like a small percent better. Fractional? Should be fractional. Anyway, a fraction better. I can't think of words. It's early in the morning. But yeah.
You're gonna be busy.
Harley, ironically, has played both of these decks to a large extent. I think when he first started showing up at Bluebell, at least like when I was working, he was a Heliod player. And I know he was talking to me about potentially playing Heliod again soon, just like randomly just bringing it to the shop and playing it again. But yeah, he's been on a Yawgmoth kick for a while. Or was on it for a while. Then we started having more people at the shop playing Yawgmoth, and then he got off of it to play other things, and then he just randomly brings it again. So yeah, there's a Grist. Oh shit, what the hell is Grist's title?
I
actually don't know. Grist's title. 3 mana Grist, only Grist right now. Great card. Uptake you mill card. If it mill card, create a 1/1 green insect. If you mill an insect, you repeat the process. -2 is you sacrifice a creature or planeswalker. I think it's just sacrifice a creature. You can destroy a target creature or planeswalker. And then -5 is win the game. Or your opponent takes damage equal to the number of creatures in your graveyard. But typically, whenever I've used that, it's to win the game. Now, the Auriok Champion is going to be disruptive to Yawgmoth's kill condition here, because typically what you do is you put 2 Undying Creatures and a Blood Artist in play, as well as Yawgmoth. And then you can activate Yawgmoth to trade the Undying Creatures back and forth with each other, because you just put a -1/-1 counter on the one that has a +1/+1 counter.
22.
And then the Blood Artist will, every time a creature dies, gain you a life, or drain 1 life from your opponent. However, because of Auriok Champion, every time a creature enters the battlefield, Mark is going to gain life. So having 1 copy negates the Blood Artist, and then having a 2nd copy means it just Mark gains life. There is a workaround in his deck, or in Harley's deck. There's going to require some setup, but there is also the chance that, like, if Mark draws into the combo, he just can kill him. I don't think Harley's deck, at least in the main board, has any ways to interact with the Heliod combo. So here comes a Ranger Captain of Eos. Is able to tutor for a creature of CMC 1 or less. Just going to go get a Walking Ballista. One of my favorite things about playing that deck was searching for Giant Killer. And being able to kill like Primeval Titan and stuff with it. Ranger Captain also has a sacrifice ability where you can sack it and your opponent cannot play non-creature spells for the rest of the turn. Used to be used as like a pseudo time walk effect against certain decks. You would play it against Tron and just sack it, and they wouldn't be able to play anything. And you'd go to your turn, you'd combo kill them.
24.
All right, here comes the Thran Physician. I enjoy that. Like the decks are, the theme of the combo is like opposite of each other, right? Like in Heliod, you're like, oh, I want to gain life, I want to make my guys bigger and do all this stuff, and Yawgmoth's like, yeah, I'm just gonna kill these dudes. They'll come back, but like, I'm gonna kill them over and over again. You also draw a card off Yawgmoth though, which is primo. Drawing cards is, if not the best thing you can do in any card game. It's like number 2 or number 3. Mark is appearing to be in the tank. He doesn't seem to have a copy of Heliod. Okay, so he has Teferi Time Raveler in his deck. Does he have blue mana sources besides Noble Hierarch? Does he play like a Triome? That's interesting.
Coco.
Yeah. Alright, here comes a Collected Company. So look at the top 6 cards. Can put 2 creatures with CMC 3 or less into play. There's a Noble Hierarch and a Spike Feeder. Spike Feeder will enter with 2 counters on it. Mark will then gain 2 life from the Auriok Champion triggers. And attacking in, he'll get an Exalted trigger, so he'll hit for 4. I imagine an insect just jump blocks it. And by jump blocks it, I mean it jumps in front of the Ranger Captain and gets sacrificed to Heliod or to Yawgmoth.
Block. Yep.
One of the most simple yet cutest plays the deck is able to do.
Good.
Harley has access to 6 mana right now. Going to activate Grist, mills a Chord of Calling, makes another insect. As always, props to Harley for having the actual tokens and having multiple of them. Ooh. Activates Yawgmoth, sacrificing an insect, targeting a Strangler Root Guys to remove the +1/+1 counter on it.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry.
Draws card.
My fault.
Picks up a land. I can't tell if it's a Blooming Marsh or if it's a fetch land. The Golgari lands kind of just like look the same from a distance.
I'm just so used to every game action involving
At least
Strangler Root Guys.
to my terrible, terrible eyes. I talk about Heliod pretty often with my coworker Mike, because we're both big fans of the deck, and we're just curious as to what exactly it was that pushed it out of the format. I guess there's a lot of things that could have done it, like Solitude, Prismatic Ending. Like there's actual answers for Heliod now, because if you just like accidentally turn Heliod into a creature because of the devotion thing, you just Solitude it. Prismatic Ending is a clean answer to it. March of Otherworldly Light's also a clean answer to it. Though I'm not the biggest fan of March. It's a good removal spell, but I don't even know if I'd commit maybe to it being a good removal spell. It's like, okay. I just never feel good about having to pitch cards from my hand for its effect. Yeah, looks like we're getting some Yawgmoth activations here.
16. I did it twice.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yep. Oh, so that just came back into play then?
No, it didn't.
You did. Okay, yeah.
I think clarifying what happened with the Jungle Root Geist. Going to
Undying?
cast an Eldritch Evolution here, sacrificing these Jungle Root Geist. Geist will return because of Undying. Mark will gain 2 life, and then Harley's able to go into his deck and Breathing Pot a creature. Get something 2 or higher CMC than the sacrifice creature. So you can get a 3 or a 4. Or less, but up to X+2. I have in a pinch sacrificed. I think I've sacrificed Geralt's Messenger in order to go into the deck to find something smaller. But alright, so Geralt's Messenger is going to ETB, target Mark, and make him lose 2 life, which will undo the Auriok champion. I was going to fetch here with a Verdant Catacombs. Verdant also just looks a lot like Overgrown Tomb. The Golgari lands really just look so similar.
Go to 13.
Alright, 3 mana. Activates Eldritch Evolution again, or a second copy of it. Sacrificing the insect token so he'll be able to go get a 0, 1, or 2 from his deck. Which will be the Blood Artist.
30.
And this should kill Mark here. Because Yawgmoth can activate, kill the Geralt's Messenger. You'll have a Blood Artist trigger.
Pay life.
And then
Target, I'm gonna
effectively Mark is going to lose 1 life every time.
I'm gonna target here.
Because the Messenger will
So you're
do
gonna
2
go down
damage
to
to undo
28.
the Auriok champion.
I'm gonna get a
I
card.
have to sacrifice something else, however, to bring it
This is gonna
back.
Come back.
Or to like keep
you're
trading the
gonna-
1 counters on it.
Yeah. So you're gonna net lose 1 every iteration.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna loop them and kill you.
Yeah.
So when the other Undying creatures come back, Mark will still gain 2 life. Well, Mark is going to scoop it up. Harley's going to take game 1. I'm confident that Harley kills him, but it's interesting thinking about like the math on it.
18.
Alright, so we're in game 2. Mark is leading on the play, going Temple Garden to Noble Hierarch. Basically what he did the first game. I wonder if Harley will also be playing a turn 1 dork. He is. He's shocking an Overgrown Tomb, playing a Bird's Paradise. Using that gorgeous Secret Lair art. As much as I do not like the Secret Lair model for selling things, I do really like a lot of the arts. If you see me play my current deck in Modern, I have a lot of, a good chunk of Secret Lair arts in there. But if you're any of my regular customers listening in, I don't play this game. I have to keep up the facade. Alright, there's an Ignoble Hierarch into a Stronger Root Geist.
3.
Mark has a turn 2 Auriok champion.
In your end step, 16.
He's going to fetch out here. So he plays a Breeding Pool. Okay, so that's how he's casting the Fairy. I don't pay too much attention to like Heliod deck list nowadays. There's a Spike Feeder. So I'm just not... Is the Fairy stock? I know people have splashed red for a little while to play Magus of the Moon. That's interesting.
Even though I need that life.
Thank you, sir.
Ironically, something also that Yawgmoth does from time to time. However, this version of Yawgmoth plays Fiend Artisan, and I'm here for it. Fiend Artisan's cool with a Birthing Pod creature. Obviously not as good as Pod, but still pretty solid. There's also another version of Yawgmoth that's been popping up seldomly, and it's a Winota variant of the deck. And I'm about it. I feel like Winota is a really interesting creature. quite strong. But I don't think anybody's been able to solve it for Modern. It could also just be too slow. Like, if I remember right, Winota's 4 mana? Or is she 3? This is where my non-existent co-host would tell me off the top of their head. 4 mana. Okay. I know one of our players has been
You gain 2 because you gain off the
jamming a Winota deck in Modern every once in a while.
19 then?
I wonder if they're going to pick up the white Defiler of Faith, as a
4.
card to play in the deck. It's kind of cute.
15.
The Defiler cycle from Dominaria United. The white one, when you cast a white permanent spell, you create a 1/1 soldier token. Notably not a human soldier, so more things to trigger Winota with.
Go to 15. Undying.
But I don't know. I don't know if it's good enough in that
I
deck.
go to 14.
You can also,
Right.
the Defiler is also a human itself, so you can get it off of Winota trigger.
You're at 20.
It could have been cute in Pioneer, but Winota is definitively banned in that format. I do think, speaking about Defilers in Pioneer, I do think the green Defiler has a pretty good chance to be viable in that format.
Yeah.
But we will see. Alright, so Hartley has a swath of creatures on the board. We have Yawgmoth and 2 Undying creatures, so he just needs a kill condition.
Good.
Still has to deal with the Auriok Champion, but I see an Eldritch Revolution in his hand. The pro black on Auriok Champion, pretty good right now. Most of Harley's removal is all black based. You have Yawgmoth, you have Grist. I wonder what the MDFC card is. Outland Liberator, maybe? Alright, goes to content. Goes to combat, attacks with stronger guys than Yawgmoth here. Getting in for 5 damage. Going to float a mana off the Birds of Paradise. It's going to cast that Eldritch Evolution, it looks like. Sacrifices the Bird of Paradise. The Birds of Paradise. But there's a singular bird on it. Alright, goes and gets Giraffe Messenger.
Put you down 1.
Gonna use its effect to target Mark. Auriok Champion will trigger. He'll gain a life, and then he'll lose 2, so he'll just lose a life overall. I think it's at this point I had to go answer a judge call, so I was like, oh no, their life total is about to change. What's going on?
Yeah, I'm gonna go to 13.
Alright, sacrifices to Yawgmoth ability. Mark gives it a read.
Undying trigger on the stack.
Sure.
In response to the Undying trigger, is going to cast Veil of Summer. Goes to draw a card. However,
Oh.
Harley did not cast a black or blue spell.
Judge my opponent is literally.
But it's fine. That was quickly resolved, as
yeah, 'cause
we can
Messenger
tell that
was
was the card he put in his hand. He didn't shuffle,
Yep.
and we can see the Spike Feeder was the card that was already there.
No, because you're still
Oh,
hexproof.
and then I'm gonna lose.
He does
gonna
get
go
protection
7,
from black
7,
still,
'cause you're gonna
so he
have
doesn't
to
take any
roll
damage from the messenger.
And then I'm gonna get my card.
Draws his card from the Yawgmoth activation.
Gain 1 off that.
He's going to do it again.
I'm gonna go to 18.
He's just kind of looking for the Blood Artist. Did pick up Fiend Artisan though, which could be huge. Because it gives him a way to find that Blood Artist next turn.
You're gonna go to 19, and then you're gonna go to 20 because I'm gonna cast another creature. Go.
Fiend Artisan. Sweet. Draw for turn?
Yeah, I'm gonna try and move my guys around so it's a little cleaner.
Yep.
With one over here.
Zulaport Cutler, interestingly, has the creature type ally on him. It's a human rogue ally. Is there like a
Pass to you.
enemy subtype? Because I know there's like allied fetches, enemy fetches, and the color combinations and stuff, but is there an actual enemy creature type? Let me know if you have the answer down below. There's Fiend Artisan, that birthing pod creature. Has Thoughtseize in hand. 3 mana, activate the Fiend Artisan.
Activate Fiend Artisan, sacrifice
Going to
Dross
sacrifice
Messenger,
Dross
Undying
Messenger.
Trigger, executes 2.
With the Undying trigger on the staff, I have another bit.
Mark is going to cast Veil of Summer. Gets protection again. The messenger comes back. Mark's going to gain a life from the Auriok champion, result in the Fiend Artisan effect. Fiend Artisan is going to search the deck and put a creature into play. I think it was CMC less than the card that was sacrificed. I believe that's how that worked. Fiend Artisan. Okay, so it's X or less. Search your library for a creature card with converted mana cost X or less. Put it into the battlefield and shuffle your library. So X equals 2 here, and then yep, gets Blood Artist. Plays out another Yawgmoth.
23.
And this will give Harley the ability to kill Mark in his upkeep now. Because even if Mark has interaction or another Veil of Summer in hand, Harley in response to the Veil of Summer can just kill him then.
Activate Yawgmoth, sacrifice Yawgmoth, target Dross Messenger, Undying Trigger, Blood Artist, target you.
Yeah, you can just loot this now, right?
Yeah.
Mark is
No, you don't.
dead here. I think Harley's just explaining it to Mark.
Yeah, 1 mana short from Coco.
Right.
Good games.
That was a Conclave Mentor in the deck. Mark is going to scoop it up. Harley's going to take it 2-0 with Golgari Yawgmoth over Green-White Heliod Company. Thank you for watching, folks, and have a great rest of your day.